Hey guys, GamerDork here. You've probably seen my reviews of collector contents and that Play Arts action figure of mine several months back in February. And then I just dropped off the map for several months. There's a few reasons for that. Some of it are my fault, some of it are fairly recent events. For the record, I got this Assassin's Creed necklace at GameStop as a PowerUp Rewards member. I really like it. But, I mostly wanted to talk to you about why I've been absent. And, well, I guess that's just the best way I can say it. I'm trying to explain why I've been absent. Essentially, it's a mixture of things. My own procrastination / laziness, mental issues, and some fairly recent events that have happened lately. And I do apologize if the white balance is off, but this is just a quick little vlog-ish thing that I really don't plan on going into too much detail about, so just bear with me. I'm just trying to give you guys a message. Mostly, I mentioned mental issues and laziness. Well, if my psychiatrist is correct, I may have a mental disorder that is known as Asperger's syndrome. It's essentially a milder form of autism. That's what my psychiatrist believes. My shrink believes. So for me, certain routines are sort of mandatory in my head. The problem is that, for the most part, I would play video games and not much else. Mostly because of that, I had this bad habit of playing too many video games. Yes, Kitty. She's actually one of the reasons about my absence. I'll get to that in a minute. What I'm trying to say is, my own laziness and my own partial autism is to blame for my absence from the blog space. Also, I had actually quit one of my jobs. Come on, kitty. Up until May, I worked as a dishwasher at a senior living center, where my grandmother lived until her death last June. Since June of 2012 was going to be the 1-year anniversary of her death, I just didn't think I could do it anymore. I figured it was time for me to move on. Well, it was one of my jobs. The other job I have is that I'm a Cutco salesman. A very expensive brand of kitchen cutlery. And it's the kind where I have to call people up and ask them if they'd be interested in letting me do a product demonstration for them. That kind of job is easier said than done, especially with the economy being the way it is lately. Basically, what's happening is, some people just don't want to see me do a demonstration because they don't want to spend the money, and that's understandable, but I don't know if I should go into too much specific details of that job, but essentially, I don't need to sell anything to get a paycheck. I try to show them why the product is good and why it's a good investment, but it's pretty pricey, but a very good product. I'm not going to do a demonstration for you guys. I'm not going to review Cutco knives. But, essentially, people just either don't have the time or don't have the money to see a demonstration of the product. Now, like I said, because I have Asperger's syndrome, I do have some social issues, and I do have a few other problems as well, a bit of depression since my own stupidity. What happened is, it was about 2 years ago, I was still in college. In 2005, I started out as an IT programmer / analyst. But it just didn't click for me. I wasn't making a good enough connection for to work in computers. And a few years later, I decided to switch to pharmacy technician. I thought, I can probably do this, so okay, I can do this. Then, winter, spring season of 2 years ago, I buy a game, and I play it too much. It's pretty much a video game addiction, in a way. I essentially played it too much instead of doing my homework, and my grades were too low at that point for me to stay on the pharmacy technician program, and I had to withdraw from several courses. I was so ashamed of what I had done that I stopped caring about anything. Stopped caring about finding a job, stopped caring about my health, my social life, what I was doing at my jobs. I am still employed as a Cutco salesman, but, well, people don't always have time or want to hear and see a product demonstration, like I said. I stopped taking my medications, like I said. Mostly for... Well, I'm not going to tell you what medications I take. I don't want to give away too much of myself. But essentially, I'd stopped caring. And the reason I'm doing these videos, and hopefully can sign up for the YouTube Partnership Program, is because I wanted to try and turn my life around. I wanted to take myself seriously again. Video games have been a part of my life, and I had thought about being a video game programmer, but I had been doing research on what it's like to be a video game programmer, and for the company Bethesda, who recently made the Elder Scrolls game called Skyrim, and who are recently publishing the new stealth action game Dishonored. One of the people who worked on one of Bethesda's previous games called Oblivion said that sometimes he or she would have to spend the night at the studio just to make sure he or she got all of his or her work done. And I didn't want to have to spend the night at my office just to get my work done. It just terrified me, so I didn't really do that. So I decided to not do video game programming. And, basically, during that time of me being sad, I had wanted to think about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Asked myself several questions. But my friends had always told me that I should try to be like the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgic Critic. That I'd be a very good contributor to Channel Awesome. So, in February of this year, I buy this camcorder, I go to Anime Milwaukee, I record things, and I just start making videos. Like I said, I try to do things related to video games, like collector's editions, action figures, and I do plan on reviewing some things that are not collector's editions, but I'm gonna have to stick to those until I can find some of my stuff. There's actually an interesting story about some of my collector's editions, but that's a topic for another day. This is just a status update as to why I haven't been doing any blogging. So, be right back. Like I said, video game-related products, not just action figures and collector's editions, but comic books. If you wonder where this is from, well, this is the deluxe edition of an Assassin's Creed comic book series called The Fall. It's 3 issues long, and the deluxe edition has 10 pages of behind-the-scenes interviews with some of the artists and writers. That's very good. I also have this Dragon Age comic, called The Silent Grove. As soon as I figure out how to get proper scans of comic pages, I plan on reviewing these books. And I'll tell you if they're worth reading or not. And after several months of finally doing product reviews, I got myself a standard definition capture device. So, because not just video game related products, but I want to do reviews of actual games. But not just any games. I also want to talk about games that are, well, whatever game I feel like, but I also have want to make a sub-series of reviews called Kid-Friendly Reviews. It's where I take a look at a game that's meant for kids, say like a Power Rangers game, or Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Bros., and I see if it's any good. I mean, there are some kids in my family, so maybe I could ask them to help me out once in a while. See if kids like it. Now, a few of the other reasons why I decided that I haven't been doing reviews lately. It's mostly because I was worried about what certain family members would think about what I'm doing. And last week or so, I told my family members what I was doing, and they gave their support. They encouraged me to do it. And sometimes my family members would be around for a while, and I wouldn't work on them because I don't want them to know what I'm doing, because some of them said they might disown me if I ever tried. But turns out they were just joking around, and they say they want me to go for it. So, goody there. Now, as of this week or two ago, is probably the biggest kick to my personality, to my life. We all know you saw my cat earlier in the video. 2 weeks ago, we take her to a veterinary appointment. Turns out she has to have some teeth pulled. The veterinarian found a mass in her jaw that the vet did not know whether it was a tumor or a large infected abscess cyst. As such, a week later, we get the results last week Tuesday. Turns out that it's a tumor. My cat here has an untreatable tumor in her jaw, meaning that eventually she's going to need to be put to sleep. And that just broke me. I wanted to try and incorporate this cat into my videos, as if you've seen my earlier Collector's Edition reviews. But this cat made some of the worst of days worth pushing through, and she made the best of days even better. But in as little as a few weeks, or in as much as a couple of months, she's going to need to be put to sleep. Now, I am a huge animal lover. And the thought about me, and what makes it sadder is that I've had this cat since I was 11 years old. For the record, I'm 26. I really did not want to lose my pets. I did not want to lose this cat. Mostly because my dad died in 2004 when I was a senior in high school. And he would often take naps on the couch there. As such, when my cat would see him on the couch, he's like, this looks like a good place to take a nap. Yum, 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 meow. And they would take a nap together. After he died, I played a lot of video games on the couch. And then the cat comes over and she's like, there's a person here? There used to be a person here. And that person had a lap. You have a lap. So she started sitting in my lap as if she remembered that laps are comfortable. I can't really bear the thought of losing my cat. But she's 15, so it was bound to happen. That's basically all I can think of to say. My own laziness, cowardice, and family medical issues prevented me from, made me not do any of my reviews for a while. Now, I do have some games that I'd like to review with my new capture device. I just gotta learn how to properly capture gameplay footage using the Dazzle device, as well as adding camcorder footage and using text effects and all of that good stuff. I don't need to use any After Effects because I got a 2-year-old laptop and I doubt it could run Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas. Even if it could, it would probably be barely able to do it at best. So, for now, I'm just using the Pinnacle software that came with my capture device. Now, here's the thing. Eventually, I want to review products that feature motion controls, like the Xbox 360's Kinect, or the PlayStation Move, or any game that's on the Wii. As such, I need to find a capture device that allows me to capture footage while it's hooked up to my TV, rather than a laptop or a computer. I've been looking at one of those Hopridge 8 DVRs, but I've heard that the ability to capture standard definition footage is not so good. Why does this matter? Because right now, I don't really have enough money to get a high definition TV. And the standard definition TV behind me only has one working speaker. It's a good sized TV. I don't remember the size of it off from side to side in terms of the screen, but essentially, until I can get a better TV, I'm kind of stuck with hooking it up to my game system up to my laptop rather than to the TV, because if you're using Kinect or the Wii or PlayStation Move's little camcorder, I'd really prefer to not hook it up to a laptop screen. Because that's friggin' tiny. I'd prefer to have enough size so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Because there's a few gun peripherals for my PlayStation Move that I'd like to review. So that's really all I can think of. I'll try to post a review of a collector's edition in the next couple days or so. So, basically that's all I wanted to talk to you about. And before I go, I'd like to ask a question. If I become a YouTube partner, can I generate revenue from videos that use gameplay footage for the sake of review? Like people like Angry Joe from the Angry Joe Show? I just wanted to ask, just so I don't get them taken down for copyright infringement. I know I can't use I doubt I can use movie footage or comic book screen caps, but I just want to cover as many bases as I can before I actually do anything. Though, I must say, I'll let you guys know when my cat is finally put to rest. So, that's basically all I wanted to say. I'll see you guys later, okay? I'm the Gamer Dork, and my little girl, be at peace. I love you. Till next time, guys.